And we're back for another video, but we've got sound, you know, every video another step forward. So hello to all 229 subscribers who have been loyal to me for the last 10 years and not deleting the subscription. But you know, we're back with, you know, at least one video a year. And you know, I noticed in the last video we got one comment, you know, Mr. Sean. Hello, Mr. Sean. Thank you for your comment. Maybe this video we get 2 comments. Maybe we get an additional subscriber. But likely what will happen is the 200 of you who are subscribed are going to notice that you were incorrectly subscribed and will now realize the content I'm producing and unsubscribe. So I expect to go from 200 down to maybe 50, and then, you know, maybe work up to 51. That would be pretty cool, getting that extra 1 subscriber. So in this video, you know, there isn't really any purpose to this video other than to test out some software. So I downloaded OBS Studio, and it's free, and I've got my camera set up at my keyboard, and we're gonna go from there. And we're just gonna do a nightmare dungeon here with my 56th level rogue in season 1 of Diablo 4. I've got one eternal character, sorcerer at level 100. And we're just gonna see how this goes. So the cool thing about this character is in season 1 there's this concept of hearts, that caged hearts that can be applied to amulets and rings. So your leveling actually goes a lot faster because your characters overall are going to be much more powerful, because not only can you apply legendary aspects to your rings and amulets, but you can also add in these hearts, which can do a tremendous amount of additional damage. You can probably beat Uber Lilith if you've never beat it before. And yeah, so seasons are pretty cool. I never knew what a season was until now. I never played Diablo 3 seasons. So yeah, so this Wrathful heart, which is the best kind of heart that you can get, is the Barber. It's called the Barber, and what it does is it holds in damage, and then eventually it says it erupts onto surrounding enemies after 4 seconds for a much higher amount of damage overall. So it ends up that, like, you just wait 4 seconds after doing some of your Twisting Blades attacks, and out of nowhere everything just starts blowing up. Same thing with bosses. You get them down 1/5 of their health, and out of nowhere they just erupt and die after 5 seconds. So pretty cool little setup. So overall you can see I don't even have a legendary aspect applied to this. This one here is rapid fire. I don't even use it. Restoring some resources, I imprinted that. Okay, that should help. I just added that. Twisting Blades, this is key. This is the first legendary aspect you'll want to get for the Twisting Blades setup. And yeah, this changes like your early game up to level 50. Then once you get the Barber, if you get that before level 70, you're just rolling easily, no problem. You know, this one's the lowest 10%, so this is just an aspect that I got from the Codex from doing dungeons. Because the lowest percentage, attacking enemy with basic skill. So again, another imprinted one, probably just from a dungeon because it's the lowest percentage. Otherwise, usually you end up with something that rolls better. My boots don't have an aspect, my pants, my gloves, like all of these. But the problem is I have no money because I re-rolled this cooldown reduction about 10 times until it cost me like 1.5 million, and I didn't get a better roll. So I burned through like 5 million gold, which is all I had getting up to level 50. Trying to get this one better. But the trade-off is that all my gear is way subpar. I've got some decent stuff, like 2 to cold imbuement and 2 to shadow, which are both imbuments that I use. You know, this armor, garbage. I've got Twisting Blades +2, that you get pretty early on. I've got some attack speed on it. My pants are more damage reduction pants than anything, so kind of heading towards the kind of like late game style where your pants are mainly used for damage reduction. +2 to dash and shadow step, so it's kind of like my helm, you know, both adding +2 to skills that I use. But like I really need slow duration reduction. You know, I could re-roll that if I you know had the bank to do it, but I don't. These amulets, obviously you want vulnerable critical strike, chance critical strike damage, but they're not perfect by any means. Both of them have vulnerable damage. Both of them have some sort of additional damage, like damage to close, which is important for twisting blades because you're walking through the packs. And this was after I got the brutal heart from the table from rolling an uncertain heart. Got very lucky. I found this amulet, and it does decent. So intelligence on a rogue will actually increase critical strike chance, which is pretty cool. So intelligence isn't bad to have a percentage towards that, but obviously I'd rather be at a 7.7 versus a 4.5. And the weapons mastery is actually really neat too. So I upgraded this all the way to get that extra +1 to weapon mastery. And the cutthroat skill damages is fine because Twisting Blades is a cutthroat skill. As you can see here, it's core cutthroat. Alright, so let's just jump into a dungeon. So the last dungeon I did was probably like a 12 or something. It went okay. If I sort these, it'll sort by the highest. So what is this? Stormbane's Wrath. Oh, I really hate Stormbane's Wrath. So let's just do, sure, Shock Lands. So at this point, you guys can just leave because now you've got my spiel of why I'm doing this video and you might not be interested. Or you can come check out how many times I die trying to do this dungeon, or if I don't die at all. That would be really cool. And the coolest part about this build is getting to the boss and just seeing the boss pop, even though you're fighting mobs that are 20 levels above you. So dungeon tier 16 plus 53. So 60, what, we're at 69 mobs? Let's see. Or was it 54? So what happens when you're not a pro gamer and remembering all the key stats? So what are we at? 69. Oh, that's right. So you hit a few times, you go through them. So you're basically switching between skill name. So you're switching between dash, which just kind of gets you through a lot of enemies really quick, and so after you do twisting blades a couple times, you use dash to go through them. So when your blade returns, the more enemies it goes through, the more damage you're going to be outputting after you come back and spin around you. And that explosion, see these black explosions? That's part of the Barber. So that's just the end sort of destruction. And Shadow Step is a little harder to use because you actually have to target an enemy. You can't just randomly have your mouse over the screen. You actually have to put your mouse over top of an enemy and then click it. Oh, nice. Glyphs. Whoa! Let's get out of here. Too busy talking, so hit a few times, slip into them, walk away, and go up. So that's the sort of strategy. So I've got my key set up AS as being my imbuements, and then my Shadow Step and my dash as my mobility or agility skills. So I just go in, set up Shadow Imbue, hit a few times, and go through the pack, and then try to run away. Go in a few times, go in a few times. And now when you hit a boss, you reach his feet. You hold the left click down to do your base attack to build up your energy, and then you just spam your right click button when the energy is available to you. I saw that coming. I was too busy trying to explain things, but let's just, I'll keep my mouth shut and we'll try to get through this dungeon and see what we're doing. So, what are we doing? Slaying High Priest. Okay, so we can already see one down below there. Pick up the skull. So yeah, for those who don't know, I'm 36, turning 37. I have 3 kids. This is not by any means a job for me. I barely get to play video games, but when I do, I like playing some of the classics because I played Diablo as a kid, and I think it's pretty cool to play the 4th version of the game, 20-something years later.
I'm not ready yet.
sorcerer, and that was fine. Oh, okay. I have to be a lot more careful on level, what is it, 16 dungeon versus level 10. So in level 10, I barely had to worry about my health dropping too far. Now, one thing to note is that I only have 1600 life. My sorcerer, even though it's glass cannony as well, it has 10,000 life at level 100. So this is extreme glass cannon. So I do have to be very cautious when running into packs, especially these big guys that can one-shot. Don't get those explosions off, I have to be considerate. Oh, see? Yeah, I saw that coming. Okay, so we can't die more than 12 times, so we've died 3. So let's just not die again. Because I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long, it takes a while to upload. My next video, I want to figure out how to do some editing, just so I can maybe just capture a bunch of boss fights, because I think that's the cool part of this build. I would like to sort of... Come on. Give it a second. I don't have any imbuements ready, so I'm just going to back off for a second. Come on, we can do this. There we go. So you just have to be a lot more cautious when you're this glass cannon, especially getting this level. So this is not ideal for farming. Like when you're level 56 and the mobs are 13 levels above you, you're a lot slower than just farming 3 levels above you. But it's kind of neat just to see without, just rare gear in the Barber, how well you can do it. Okay, so there's nothing else here. Well, by no means doing a speed run because I can clearly see from the map that there's no more high priests left in this section, but I'm still attacking the mobs. Getting some experience. Let's go down here. Blades gets a couple attacks for that ricochet. There we go. This is my first game of the day. Just finished work. I shouldn't even bother picking up, but that's one of the things if you're starting out and playing Diablo 4, gold is actually valuable. When you want to start upgrading your equipment, you will appreciate having a lot of gold, especially if you want to respec. So if you just pick up some of those rares and sell each one for 10,000 gold, every time you do a nightmare dungeon, you're getting 20 items for at least 10,000, so you're getting about 250,000 gold every nightmare dungeon. Definitely worth it, and then you always salvage your legendaries just for the resources. Again, the Barber just destroyed that guy, a few hits, walk away, 4 minutes later, destroy. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm throwing an event. Oh boy. slay enemies in the rituals to summon something. 2 champions. Just reading, I wasn't following game mechanics. Uh-oh, definitely not going to achieve mastery on this one. I've never actually played this one. I've tried characters to level 100 and I've never done this event before. The one I hate the most is where the people are wandering around and you're supposed to protect them. They always seem to die in Nightmare Dungeons. Okay. 11 potions. Somebody's giving me +2 potions. It might be my boots. Okay, so we have 1 high priest left, and then we're on to the next section of the Nightmare Dungeon. There's always 2 sections. For those who don't play this game, there's 2 goals to accomplish. Pretty similar goals, you know. Bring the bloodstone here, bring the wood or some sort of carving, stone carving, you know, back to the middle. Some annoying things like you can't carry 2 of them at the same time, so it slows things down, but you get 25% additional movement speed once you have one of the objects in your hand. That helps a little bit. A lot of quality of life things are pretty annoying. Getting a lot of glyphs, that's good. Actually, that's a good point. I picked up a glyph I actually wanted to use yesterday, but I didn't apply it. Wow, that pack just got annihilated. So let's actually fix that. Finish that guy. So see, this glyph socket's empty, and I think I wanted... So what did I put in this one? Closer? I think I want to put combat in here. I was following Wujio's guide. Combat. I think I wanted combat in this one. So let's just put it in there. Intelligence hasn't been met yet. Okay, we'll figure that out later. I get 4% critical strength just for now. And I usually like going down first because the exits to the... Oh shoot. The next section of the dungeons are always usually north, so just head south until you accomplish all your goals. Oh, I was gonna just smash the keyboard. Like, some of the damage outputs from this Barber are more than what I even see on my sorcerer. Like, my sorcerer will hit... It'll hit 100,000 damage frequently. But here, I'm getting like procs higher than that. I can't imagine this character once you hit level 100. Paragon board easily hitting probably like 10 million damage. Did I? Oh, I must have. I didn't even notice. Unless it kills the air piece. Wow, more. I love seeing the blue because there's a lot of glyphs I don't have and I'd like to start leveling them up. I also don't mind getting sigils. I might level up half of my... Like, I was almost halfway at 56, maybe just past level 56, halfway mark. And I'll probably get enough experience to complete 56 just in one dungeon, which is nice. But again, not very efficient. Like, you should be able to do a dungeon in about 10 minutes. This one's going to be more like, I don't know, 15 minutes considering I died already. Oh, I got a Paragon point. So what do I need? I need intelligence? Plus 10 to intelligence. But I really want to hit this up for plus 20 vulnerable damage. I'm going to go that first. We'll figure out whether that's the right glyph. Oh. Really? Did I miss something? I'm pretty sure. Destroyed if I watch this. Boom. That was that. That was the Barber that just basically took his life down like 2/3 in one shot. I'm pretty sure there was only one sort of mission for this, was there? Or did I miss something? I thought we just had to kill the 3 priests and we got a boss. Interesting. Maybe it was because it was a big dungeon. Alright, well, that's pretty well it. Now it's just time to kind of go through the items. See which ones we actually want to keep. Maybe for future use. Salvage some of them. So my first step is always... Oh, another skill point. Sweet. Okay, all clean. Okay. Now if I go here, I should be able to add Shadow Imbuement. I think I was going to go for that. Shadow Imbuement. Okay. So then, jump on the horse. And the first thing I do is go over to a vendor, and then I sort, and I go through my items and have a look. So Shadow Imbuement, great. Maximum life and all stats, pretty good. So like I could re-roll Barrier Generation and see if I could improve it. So that I pretty well want this though. Pretty well want 2 cold imbuements. I'd much rather re-roll the crowd control in this one. So like I just start looking at this and think, meh, it's not that great of an upgrade. So I pretty well trash that one usually, and move on. But for now, we'll just keep it. Just looking at the item power helps. Just trash the items you really don't think you need. Legendaries I tend to not salvage right away because I'm not really sure what sort of aspects I'm going to be using in this build. So I tend to just not salvage them. But this one here, I know I'm not going to be using poison imbuement, so I could probably get rid of this one. But look at the roll; it's a max roll. So I'll set that one aside, stick it in the chest. Not enough damage. Not enough damage. This can be used for some things. Twisting Blade's great, but I don't use Flurry, I don't use Barrage, so bye-bye. Unfortunately. Poison Jump, energy cost reduction, that's always good, but nothing else. So like, what do I have in my boots now? I have Dash and Shadow Step, so I'm looking for something that at least comes close to beating that.
Why not?
Shadow Imbued skill has... So again, I won't even read it now because all I want to do is get to my next Nightmare Dungeon. So, vulnerable damage, good. Imbue skill damage, that sounds good. Life regen, crowd control. So the other ones aren't as great, so I'll just get rid of it. Don't use that passive, so don't need it. So don't use subterfuge skills. Stunning them for a few seconds, maybe, I'm not sure. So at this point, like I know I'm not going to use the what did I say I wasn't going to use? The poison one, but it was max roll, so I was going to keep it. Damaging a poison enemy with a shadow, so I'm not using poison, so we can just get rid of this. So I am close to enemies, so maybe there is an advantage of using stun at some point. So that's kind of interesting. And it's really interesting that all the percentage to intelligence, percentage to willpower. I like that some of these amulets get percentage-based stats. That can really help in the endgame. But anyways, that's it. And then I'll just start the next Nightmare Dungeon after taking a quick visit to the stash where I have... Okay, so a badly organized stash, but mainly all my legendaries that I don't plan on using going here, but some of them that I might use later on are stored here just for the aspects. So it'd be really nice to figure out this aspect in Diablo 4. Like I'm holding on to all this gear just to hold on to potential aspects I might use. The max rolled aspects like these two here that I really actually want to use. Like I should be sticking this on my amulet right now. Can they both go on my amulet? Yeah, one of these I should stick on my amulet for sure. right now because I'm already using the Barber. Season's going to be over pretty soon. I might as well put all my max roll onto this because I'll probably use this all the way until I'm level 70, 80 until the season's done. So I should probably apply that. And yeah, my tabs, you know, a bunch of these hearts that I don't know if I'll use or not. And just more legendaries, and then I'll stick some of my items over here that I might use in the future, like this crossbow. The attack speed is slower, but the damage is better. And something like this, if I want to re-roll barrier generation for some reason and play with this, I could do that. Yeah, and that's it for the video. So, you know, just like all the other YouTubers, you know, like and subscribe, hit that bell notification for future videos, you know, videos coming out every decade. I can promise you every decade. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.